What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with game number 2 between Alliance now on the Radiant and VP on the Dire. After having a Chen Lone Druid as well as a Lifestealer ban, Alliance is going to find their way to as Wisp Magnus CK. So getting that Wisp CK combo very early on. We'll see if they can make it work versus VP. Alliance did make game number 1 work. VP were the ones going very aggressive with a Night Stalker and a Zeus pickup. But because you voluntarily clicked on game number 2, you have subjected yourself to spoilers from game number 1. VP lost, clearly. I mean, that's right up here. Because the first nighttime was an utter failure. Alliance just played defensively. A little bit of unlucky circumstances for VP, but in the end, their first nighttime phase resulted in a total of 1 kill. And all the while, Loda on the Lifestealer was farming, S4 on the TA was farming. And when you put those two together, really in any situation, you're going to be in for a bad time, but having no hard carry themselves, they were in for an even worse time. So this time Alliance should be the ones going aggressive with the CK Wisp. Watch out for those relocation teleport ganks. VP, though, after seeing that Wisp being picked up, they immediately go for the Nature's Prophet as well as the Bat Rider. Now, Nature's Prophet is pretty good at making sure that the Wisp and CK don't get huge ganks off onto your individual targets. Like, if the Gyrocopter's in trouble, Nature's Prophet can be there in a blink of an eye in order to try to defend him. More likely than not, it's probably not going to happen, but it will, in certain situations, happen if Wisp CK get out of there with just a small amount of HP. Nature's Prophet could clean up the mess. Bat Rider as well. As soon as Wisp CK gets in there, you lasso them. So ideally, that's how VP are going to handle this combo. But this is really why Wisp is banned, because if you pick him with the CK, then you will just have that global map presence. And Alliance, on top of that, going to go for the Magnus. Going to help CK to transition into a primary carry role later on in the game. So if CK gets a good early mid game, that means his late game is going to snowball that much harder with the Magnus on his side. Now, what VP would probably like to do is find someone like a Disruptor in order to break the tether. They do still need a couple support heroes. They can run the Gyrocopter support again, although with the lineup they have right now, I'm not sure if that will be entirely worth it for them. I mean, Bat Rider probably going to go to the mid lane, face up against S4's Magnus. Should have a relatively easy time in that lane, unless Alliance throw a curveball and decide to lane dual lanes, or a dual mid lane rather, the Wisp CK. Bat Rider should still have a good time, but probably won't have as good a time as if it would just be Magnus. VP going to ban all the hard lane heroes from Alliance, which, Alliance could easily run an aggressive tri-lane with CK Wisp, and then something like a Rubik, or, no, not Rubik, he's banned out. Not Undying or Shadow Demon either, but, well, pretty much anyone, because there's a lot of disable between those two heroes in and of themselves. You get one of the damagey supports like the Lina or Leshrac, you will have an easy time in an aggressive tri-lane. Then at that point, they just need someone for Admiral Bulldog to solo in the safe lane, and Lone Druid not going to be available for him. VP actually choosing to go for the exact same bans as they've done last game. Just respect ban towards Aki and Bulldog, and it is going to be Alina. Look at that from Alliance. So they will have that chain stun combo up. Could be an aggressive tri-lane, could be defensive, although I do feel offensive is probably going to benefit them the most, because VP, they have yet to pick up their support heroes, and they're going to be getting a Bane and something else. Bane, maybe Disruptor Bane would not be too bad. Setup would be very much so there for the Gyrocopter to do the damage. They can pick up something like an Alchemist and really just try to out-tank the CK Wisp. But Bane is going to be the first pickup. I mean, is kind of the clear choice there. If they do pick up an Alchemist, then they will have a good kill lane versus the aggressive tri-lane. Then it'll be a bloodbath, and hell, I'd like to see that, because everyone loves seeing people kill each other, right? That's why we all watch Dota, to see imaginary people kill each other. Or they could have the Gyrocopter be the hard farmer. Either way, it would work for them. It'll just really depend on what VP want to do this game. I think going aggressive onto the Alliance tri-lane might benefit them, though that will force them to group up. Like, if they get a Nightmare onto, let's say, the CK, then the Gyrocopter and then the other guy is going to converge in that position, which makes it easier for the Wisps to get more people in that tether stun. We'll make sure the Spirits splash, and then Lina, of course, has everything that she does, which, if it hits more than one person, you just get that much more mileage out of her spells. So, I don't know. The tri-lane is definitely going to be bloody, but Alliance do need their final hero for, most likely, Admiral Bulldog. Unless they want to lane Magnus solo on the easy lane, which wouldn't be too bad. That's exactly what they're going to do. Going to go for the puck, get S4, a mid lane hero. Magnus going to solo the bot lane, then aggressive tri-lane. I think that's probably the best way for Alliance to lane this. Magnus shouldn't be pressured too hard by anyone on that bottom lane. It's most likely going to be a Nature's Prophet, but we do see an OD being picked up from VP. So very interesting pickup there. Now, one of the big problems with OD is that if you stun him, he's dead. And I think Alliance have a couple of stuns to deal with OD, like, you know, 1 or 2, or like 5, maybe. That would be good too. A silence screws over OD pretty bad as well. So, VP going super risky with this pick because, I don't know, a relocate down to OD is just so easy to pull off, and even though CK has a very low intelligence, which means he's going to get hit that much harder by the Eclipse, Sanity's Eclipse, that is, I'm not sure if that pick is actually worth it. Because, I mean, he's going to face up against a Puck Silence, stuns from CK, Lina, Magnus, and Wisp, and he needs a BKB for that. And even if you do get a BKB, you're going to get hit by the RP. And then if you rush a BKB, you won't be doing any damage.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not too sure about OD in this game. He's great if the other team doesn't have much stun. But in this game, I think Alliance have a couple of stuns. So, either way, it will be the hard carry, and it's going to be a lot riding on Illidan in this game if the game does draw on. He's going to have to be very, very careful for Wisp CK ganks, because that could easily mean the death of this Outworld Destroyer. But it is going to be played by Illidan. KSI going to follow up with a Batrider, probably going to hard lane, has already prepped himself with a Magic Wand. Art going to be playing the Bane once again, NS once again on the Gyrocopter, and Crazy's actually going to be handling the Nature's Prophet. Kind of interesting thing to do, laying the Nature's Prophet in the mid lane this game. On the Alliance side, we have S4 actually heading towards the bot lane as the Puck. Okay, so it is going to be mid lane Magnus. Aki is going to be playing the Lina. EGM is on the Wisp. Loda is going to be on the CK, and Admiral Bulldog actually on the top lane. So they're going to dual lane the mid lane, which is pretty much curveballs everywhere, but that's pretty much just the flexibility of the Alliance squad working for them. VP with their final pickup has found themselves a little bit of versatility as well with their lanes. They could choose to run this in a multitude of fashions. Running the Nature's Prophet in the mid lane, probably not the decision that I would have taken, but they're going to go for it. S4 going to take a huge amount of damage from level 1 Rocket Barrage. Will barely get out of there. Oh man, that could have been messy. Getting a little bit too close to a Gyrocopter, would not recommend it. S4, Aki both in this bottom lane. And EGM so far probably going to be positioned with Loda in this mid lane versus the Nature's Prophet. That will be a very easy lane for them to win, especially if Admiral Bulldog finds a haste rune. They can get a kill on the Crazy right now, level up the Skewer. Here comes the Tether. They want to get the stun off so we get, oh, get around him. Come on, Admiral, you can do this. Level 1 stun, and the Skewer back. Very, very short, but that's a very, very dead Nature's Prophet. Wisp taking that kill, which is how it always goes. No matter what happens, the Wisp gets the kill, and that is going to put VP at severe disadvantage going forward into this game, although it looks like dual lanes from VP in this mid lane. They have a lot of defensive capabilities, so their primary objective is to make sure that Illidan stays alive. You will, once he does that, find the farm in order to really move forward in this game, but Loda already with 40 damage base hitting. You don't want to be at that low damage as the CK. That's not fun. Hell, you don't want to be at that low damage as anyone. That's just not fun. But Illidan and Art together in this lane, super, super defensive. They have the Astral Imprisonment, which will be used to harass the mana pools of their enemies. But Art here as well with the Nightmare that's inevitably going to come up means that Illidan won't be killed anytime soon, because Nightmares and Astral Imprisonments, boom, that's 2 heroes gone and out. Looks like Alliance might be switching up their lanes just a little bit. S4 going to buy a teleport scroll. This is going to cost Alliance a little bit of time, but with the First Blood already under their belt, I think they're okay with spending this investment in switching up their lanes. They see that Illidan is solo in the mid lane now, so S4 are going to make the long trek there. They want to get Loda free farm, and they thought, I guess it was going to be a Batrider. Definitely didn't expect Illidan in the mid lane, I guess. But Crazy is actually playing the top safe lane versus Admiral Bulldog. Bulldog should have a decent time against this, and it is going to be a tri-lane for VP. Tri-lane with the Batrider while giving the OD free farm. So in the end, it is a try-v-try situation. Definitely not the tri-lane that I thought there would be. But hey, we'll go with it either way. The Puck probably not going to have the best of times versus the OD. The Intelligence steal is going to mean that the Puck is not hitting much at all. So effectively, it's another Enfeeble onto the Puck. So his right-click damage not going to be doing too well. If Illidan might be able to score some kills on this lane as well. I mean, if you could get a couple of insta-steals on the Puck, wait for your level 6 to pop, the Puck will not be able to phase shift any of your stuff. Unless, if you do it correctly. If you use the Eclipse while they're imprisoned, then boom goes the Puck and he's unhappy. But Aki and EGM just waiting on the sidelines. I don't think this tri-lane really is going to work out that great for Alliance, just because of that Rocket Barrage potential. KSI with that constant slow means it's going to be difficult to get an effective tether stun unless the Wisp is very, very quick. They're now going to go straight for NS. They want to get rid of the Rocket Barrage problem. LSA going to land on 2. NS is going to get slowly brought down. Aki, though, draining low as well. NS will, in fact, drop, but in exchange for the Lina. So far, it is a 1-for-1 trade. Loda with the Enfeeble on him, not hitting for too hard. EGM now on the run, has 3 stacks of tar, and Loda got to run, sitting in the Firefly for a little bit too long. KSI is going to find yet another kill, and he wants a third. This is going to be a triple kill for KSI if Arzart does let him get it. There you go, triple kill for the Batrider. And that's exactly what I was saying. The tri-lane from Alliance not going to go too well. It'll work fantastically against a single target. But going against the Bane with that Enfeeble on the CK, going against that Firefly, only level 1, but if you sit in it long enough, it's going to feel like a level 5 Firefly. Doesn't exactly work like that, but it will feel like it. And VP, after dropping first blood, find 3 kills on this bottom lane. I mean, Alliance did get 1. They did kill off the Gyrocopter, which is, I would still say, probably the biggest threat on this VP tri-lane. But, I mean, you could afford to let that Gyrocopter die if it's going to be that early a triple kill for KSI. And he's actually the one farming up this lane. 8 for 1. I think they should let NS take the farm, so the Gyrocopter would be able to have a little more success with that farm. Top lane might be a little trouble. Yes, it is trouble. Loda might get brought down the tower. No. Skewer from Admiral Bulldog, setting up for a kill on the Nature's Prophet and Loda. Doing a very roam-heavy build from the CK. Very, very odd game to see, actually. Lots of lane switches, lots of weird things happening, and S4 in a generally unhappy state of mind. Lots of intelligence being lost by this OD, and that's going to make his lane dominance that much easier on this lane. Fortunately for Alliance, they do have the top lane, which looks like Loda is paying a little bit of a visit there now, taking a tour of the lanes, really figuring out which one he wants to have, which one he wants to build his summer home in. And it looks like it might be this that top lane. NS, though, going to get spotted by Aki, who's trying to prep for the pull. NS could just sit right here and block it. There's the missile being set up. Brain Sap as well. Where's the Rocket Barrage? Rocket Barrage. There you go. No, LSA is going to save you here. Bink goes the missile, and there goes the Lina. It was a little bit risky from VP to wait that long for Rocket Barrage. I think Lina was close to living. But either way, Lina does go down in the end. VP find another kill on Aki, who was, quite frankly, a really, really long ways away from home. Knowing that you're up against a tri-lane and going into the jungle like that, dangerous prospects. Meantime, Illidan still farming up this mid lane, has picked up his level 6, so Eclipse can drop. His intelligence differential isn't too huge over the Puck. I mean, the Puck's 2.4 intelligence going to keep him afloat in this lane, but now he's got to be a little bit careful. The right-click damage is going to start. Illidan can actually get a kill right here if he plays his cards right. There you go. Dropping the ultimate. He does the whisk up. No, Puck's dead. LSA, actually, no, from Aki in the high ground. He's going to save the Puck. Illidan going to get out of there, and S4 also going to get out of there. So Aki being in the right place at the right time and just barely escaping death from his ally, but we see on the bot lane a little bit of dive happening now. EGM going to be a little bit surrounded perhaps. Now KSI is just going to fly away, and oh my god, of course when I'm looking over here they get a kill on the Puck. Jeez, like action, if you could see these things happening, you would think that there's action, but there's not. The action's on the mid lane where Puck unfortunately did go down. Two rotation from the Bane, level 3 Brain Sap takes no prisoners, and Puck was didn't really have the mana in order to escape that. Just having that constant intelligence steal from the OD, making things very difficult for them. You might now see aggression onto Loda if Arzart. He doesn't even have a single point in Nightmare actually. Full on damage. Bane doesn't care for disables. I think it would probably benefit him to pick up 1 at the very least, but hell, to each his own. And Illidan actually going to go straight for a mech. This is the build that we do see from OD players when played in professional games. Would not recommend it in your own pub games. You're probably better off going for straight up damage where your enemies are a little bit dumber. You could actually get kills that way. But he's going to go for a super defensive build. This is going to delay any prospect of damage or BKB in favor of just tanking up everything. It will be a lot of damage to tank up, and I'm not sure if he could actually take it. I'm personally still on the fence about this OD mech. He definitely does have the mana for it. But I feel like getting damage and survive and BKB is just so much more important for OD that you can't really afford to wait around and buy up a mech, which is admittedly not the most expensive item in the game, but still that will slow you down. KSI now gonna get initiated upon 4 seconds stun. Are you kidding me, Loda? You lucky dog, you. He's gonna try to take down KSI, but the Wisp Spirits from EGM just not landing. That's gonna be Batrider getting away. That was a huge mistake. Those Wisp Spirits could have done it, I think. A couple more right clicks as well. NS might be a little bit over his head though. RP is up. Reality Rift back. onto the gyrocopter. Shockwave going to kill him off. So consolation bonus prize for Alliance. They do get a kill in the end. But yeah, just a little bit of... Actually, what crit being picked up by CK? What is this game that I'm watching right now? It has, like, I would say standard hero picks, but shit, Loda getting critical strike, that extra point in Reality Rift, that would have done the Batrider in. Because the critical strike really on the CK isn't that useful. 10% chance is something that I would not bet on. Especially this early in the game, where even if you do get a crit, not going to be doing that much. Whereas if you get another point in Reality Rift, cooldown drops a substantial 6 seconds, you get another 25 damage, a little bit more range. That stuff's not that important, but it does stack up if you're going to be with the Wisp. Oh my god, tongue twisters. But taking a point of Cast Strike, I'm not too sure about this. Now CK might be in a little bit of trouble. They could get a lasso. Oh yes, they will get a lasso onto him. Loda, you're coming with KSI. Miss is going to set up as well. Brain Sap will do him in. Mid-time, mid lane, exact same thing happening to the OD. So it's going to be a carry for carry trade in the end. S4 with the DD rune. He's going to start pushing down this tower with the help of Bulldog and Aki. Bulldog has abandoned this top lane relatively early. That is going to be that Nature's Prophet up on this top lane, has something flying out to him. Hanamitis. Hanamitis flying out too crazy. Going to be a 9-minute Midas. Not the fastest Midas I've ever seen, but still he will have that to amplify his movement into the middle game. And tier 1 tower looks like it will be brought down by S4 and Bulldog. Double damage on about to time out. It should be enough time, although teleportation is coming in. Gyrocopter as well as Dark Green both coming in as well. And if they can get imprisoned onto anyone, this should be the death of someone. Although everyone's going to get out of there alive. KSI still in the spot lane. 1,000 gold away from his Blink Dagger. Once he has that, there will be lassos galore. And Loda so far has not been finding his farm. Very uncharacteristic of Loda to be roaming around this heavily and just trying to get things done all around the map. Oh, S4, you probably don't want to be there, although there's no Fiend's Grip, so he's okay with being there. Yeah, but Loda really suffering on the farm. I mean, when you think of Loda, you think of a hero, you think of a player who just finds all the CS and then blasts out of the that early game stage with it armlet, just like he did in the game number 1. But this game, roaming to the mid lane, roaming to the top lane, roaming between the mid lane and bot lane continuously. Now he's really far behind. 4 assists is going to help, but gold per minute, that's not where he wants to be. In the meantime, Illidan finding free farm on this mid lane. He's well on his way to his mech, which admittedly won't help him in doing the damage too much, but he will keep him alive. And hell, any gold is better than no gold at all. Loda, this game, really not finding his farm. EGM on the top lane will find his level 6, and S4 has hit the level 6 mark already, but hell, even this Puck not doing too well. You can see the important heroes for Alliance, the CK and the Wisp, and the Puck, not getting the levels. Of all people, it's Bulldog, who's usually on the bottom of that pile, is finding all the farm because of his effective roaming with skewers and shockwaves. Magnus has his arcane boots, and already starting off in the game against Nature's Prophet, that isn't the hardest lane for a Magnus to manage. So VP a little bit ahead of Alliance at this point. Let's take a look and see by exactly how much. Only 2,000, not substantial enough. 1,000 experience as well. But oh, this could change it though. Aki gonna get Fiend's Grip, but here comes the relocate. Yes, 4 and EGM actually gonna jump onto Arzard. They should have enough damage to bring him down. Reality Rift onto Illidan. They want him dead. 4-second stun will definitely help out. Skewer's gonna break that the Dream Coil, and it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. Aki getting dropped down from the Fiend's Grip. Bane did finish the job there, but huge investment from Alliance to bring everyone there. They did kill off the Outworld Destroyer, which is going to be very much so worth it. But CK, once again, heavily roaming, which is what you kind of want to do with CK. But I think at this point, Loda should just get a little bit of farm. I feel like that would probably help him just a little bit more than getting 1 assist. Because he can be on this bottom lane, getting levels and levels and a couple hundred gold. But regardless, they do pick off Illidan once again. It is actually Airman. So Illidan / Airman, whichever you prefer. But he prefers Illidan apparently, so I'll prefer Illidan as well. And it's going to slow down his mech just a little bit. OD really cannot afford to be dying this many times, despite the fact that he still does have the most gold per minute. If he keeps dying like that, it's going to be a lot of gold because of the amount of levels that he has. A lot of experience going to Alliance, a lot of gold going to Alliance. And that'll help them get back into this game. So it definitely doesn't feel like Alliance are really winning this game. Bulldog, with his roaming, has been incredibly effective, which is keeping Alliance afloat in the gold per minute chart, as well as the experience per minute chart. Loda definitely not pulling his share this game. We'll see if he can recover. CK does need a little bit of time, but CK is one of those heroes that even if he does get free farm, he's not going to be as effective as a different carry, like an anti-mage or something like that. Like, you can't count on a CK to out-carry an anti-mage. It's just not going to happen. So CK really needs kills to kind of amplify his mid-game, and that's really where CK shines up. This could help. Admiral Bulldog going to look for an RP into KSI, possibly. There's the relocate in. Skewer is going to miss, and Loda needs a Reality Rift, is going to find it. One swipe down, the Batrider's down. That's the kind of kill. Those are the kind of kills you want onto Loda. You want to jump in, get the kills, and then go right back to farming. Bulldog, as well as S4, going to escape that one as well. So effective gank, although Aki got picked off again somehow. Why do I keep on missing these kills on Lina? I have no idea why. But it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But again, Batrider for Lina, worth it for Alliance. So 7-8 is the score. Let's take another look at how the gold is showing. Still in favor of VP, and it's actually continuing to climb their way because the Hand of Midas, Nature's Prophet, who has gotten killed off a couple of times, but in general has been finding a lot of farm, keeping up in the gold per minute in a very big way. But OD now starting to get a little bit of his orb. Once he gets that, he's going to actually do some substantial right clicks, and it's going to be a tower deny in this mid lane as well. Alliance, don't know when they last hit that tower, but it is going to be denied nonetheless. So a little bit of gold that they could have really used. Loda still needs the farm, is now farming up the top lane. I mean, is there any lane that this guy hasn't gone to yet? Well, there's only 3 of them, so I guess it's not asking too much of an absurd question, but we do see a smoke now. Loda as well as Aki, Aki together can find a kill on Nature's Prophet if he does jump into the jungle, which would be incredibly risky if you are crazy. Oh, speaking of risky, we see Admiral Bulldog getting pulled back into a brain zap. Will Skewer himself away? No, will not happen. Shockwave is his final dying wish, but he will, in fact, die. Using the lasso to bring him up to the high ground. KSI is now going to find enough money for his Blink Dagger. We do still see the remnants of the smoke gank. Loda as well as Aki looking for blood. They will find Illidan in this mid lane, but I don't think they have what it takes to bring him down. So it's going to be a Blink Dagger for KSI, 14 minutes into the game. Not the fastest Blink Dagger, but still, I'm sure VP will be okay with it, all things considered. Batrider going to be an even larger force in this game than he is already. Not too far behind in the gold per minute chart behind his allies, and only Loda is ahead of him, and not by much either. Gone straight for drums, and he is going to try to make a tier 1 tower push in the top lane happen, but it looks like VP might be looking for a trade. I mean, both teams don't have the most pushing power, but yeah, I think it should be a 1-for-1 trade. If anyone comes in, they're going to receive a call down straight to the face. They're going to get lassoed, and you're going to see KSI making sure that there's no one around. Checking the trees, because if you have this many people pushing your tier 1 tower, you probably shouldn't be around here, especially when there's a bat on the other end. He has his Firefly up, and looks like NS going to spot out Bulldog. So it is going to be a top tier 1 dying, and EGM does have a relocate, so they could actually make a fight here. Alliance, if they want to fight, they could take this fight. And the tower's going to die. Everyone's got to get out, though. Everyone run. Or fight. That's also an idea that they could do. They have the mech, 15 minutes in, and looks like it's not going to be a fight. So just a rather bland 1-for-1 tier 1 for tier 1 tower trade. KSI not involved in any of that, just wants more and more gold. 2200 on him, level 11 being picked up on the Nature's Prophet. He's really accelerating in this game, and he can go for pretty much anything he wants. Definitely not going to be a mech. An early Sheepstick might not be too bad. If you could stop the CK from attacking, would be huge. If you could just hex the Puck before he drops down any of his high damage spells, that would be good too. Ultimate Orb would be a decent pickup from him. Or he could go straight for Desolator. He could help OD out with the damage output, and with the farm that the Nature's Prophet is getting, that might not be a too bad an idea. He's sitting at a lot of gold, and it's only going to get bigger from here on out. Big smoke up from VP, looking for blood in the mid lane, where they're going to run straight into another smoke. S4 and Aki might be in a little bit of trouble. Firefly running out, however, so they have to wait if they actually want to make this happen in an effective way. Roshan being scouted out, and do they see them? They definitely don't. It's still smoked up. Observer Ward being placed by NS, not spotted out either. And it looks like both smokes from each side going to be wasted once again, although Crazy hasn't moved from the spot. Is he even here? No, he's definitely here, but he's not here. There's a big difference between mostly here and here. Very obscure, twisted reference. If you understand what I was going for there, then props to you. But S4 with invisibility, we're going to run straight into KSI. LSA going to land. Dragon Slave as well. Laguna Blade, will it be used? No, it'll actually be saved by Illidan. He does have the mech as well. RP, though. Admiral Bulldog gonna catch 2. This is gonna be a lot of damage for VP. The mech does drop down. LSA onto 2. Illidan's gonna drop shortly after. Aki does not have his Laguna Blade. Where is it? He's level 6. The Brain Tap is gonna kill off Loda in the end. Another imprisonment onto himself, I believe. OD trying to save himself, but Aki gonna set up perfectly with the Dragon Slave. Gonna find yet another kill. Bulldog's still around. Gonna try to look for Crazy. Does he have another skewer? He does not. S4. Does he have an orb? He does, but he wants to go for Arzar instead. Gonna get the orb onto him. Try Bulldog throwing out the shockwave will just barely nail out the Nature's Prophet, and now S4 is fighting off with Arzard still. We do have EGM who just relocated back, going to join the fight. Tether stun into S4, and that will be enough to S4. Actually, S4 didn't even need it. But Lasso is in. KSI and NS return to the fight. They're going to find 1 kill onto EGM. Can they find more? S4 does have a missile flying out towards him, and KSI does have the Blink Dagger in a couple seconds. The missile is probably going to be phase dodged, but will they be able to make anything else happen? There's the Illusion Room being picked up. Blink forward from KSI. No fooling there. There's the Flame Break, but it's not going to push S4 in a favorable direction. In the end, the score is tied. No, it's not tied. 4-second stun onto KSI. Call down as well onto Loda, but KSI is already dead. S4 still in this fight with that bottle charge. Going to take up a lot of that Rocket Barrage. Will be fine, however. And now is it over? No, it's not over because Bulldog has a Blink Dagger. No. No. I think it's over. Is it over, guys? I think it's over. So, in the end, well, if we just look at what happened to the gold chart, boom. Alliance is up there. That was actually a pretty good engagement. Aki, really, despite the fact that he died so many times before, he really put up the heat in that last fight, constantly landing LSAs. Loda might be in a little bit of trouble, though. Nature's Prophet going to wake him up from his slumber, and now he's completely surrounded by enemies. He's going to try to fight his way out, but he's, just barely going to live. 35 HP, magic charges from both sides, going to keep him alive. The Wisp and CK both burning those charges. So CK somehow makes it out of there alive. But in the end, it is going to favor Alliance just barely. Even without Laguna Blade, Lina constantly throwing out those stuns, sitting on the high ground away from the clutches of VP. And although the mech was there, the fact that KSI got initiated upon so damn early in that fight means that it would have been a little more difficult for them to fight KSI, though. With the Firefly active, looking for blood, who's going to be? It's going to be no one, it looks like, because they took the Tier 1 tower, they got what they came for, and now they're going to find a couple of stacks of creeps as well. Burn those down with the Firefly and Rocket Barrage. So now let's take another look at the gold chart. Yeah, Alliance taking a very good fight. You can see that last fight did favor them in a big way, but they have to keep onto this. They have to keep hold onto that advantage. It's going to be a BKB starting to build up for the CK, and Puck actually going towards the top lane. Can he kill off Nature's Prophet? No, with the relocate, you can bet that he will. 2 seconds. Oh no, Wisp, just move back. Okay, there you go. Oh, that was close. He almost got out of there with the Shadow Blade. Oh boy. But Nature's Prophet does go down. And now that is going to be a free pickoff for Alliance. So looking pretty good in this game so far. They're going to clear off this top wave, and they're going to take a Tier 1 tower, a Tier 2 tower with that Phantasm active. VP, do they want to defend this? They do have the Bat Rider with the Lasso active heading up towards there. But with Aki and Admiral Bulldog with RP and Laguna Blade armed and ready, they're going to let this Tier 2 tower fall. And Loda is going to start getting that gold up. Now gold per minute being led by Alliance. EXP is also being held by them. The gold advantage is still in favor of VP, mostly because of this Nature's Prophet with the Hand of Midas. The Alliance fighting back in the mid game. Really, despite the fact their early game was a little bit rough, if you could make a recovery in the mid game, then it shouldn't really matter how bad your early game went, right? They keep the screws onto Illidan, make sure he doesn't get any more farm. The mech is going to help VP definitely, but really won't help him enough. I mean, not as much as something like a Force Staff or even a Rod of Atos, something like that would. Now they want blood on this top lane. Their target is Crazy once again. Ward will not spot them out. Crazy. Nature's Prophet ultimate hits. Oh, there we go. Tether onto Loda. They want blood, but instantly into the Shadow Blade. No True Sight either, so I don't know what they were trying to do there. And well, Puck got picked off in the middle of God knows where, so I guess VP are okay with that. I mean, Brown once again being like bait, using that Shadow Blade, and kind of a weird move from Alliance to go in there knowing that the Nature's Prophet has a Shadow Blade, but still trying to get in there anyway. I mean, you're not going to catch him with that. It's not going to happen. You get the Tether Stun maybe, but that's not enough to kill him. Now we see KSI with the Firefly active, going to find Bulldog. Is he going to go for it? He doesn't have a Force Staff. Oh, he's going to reveal the fact that he's there. That's mostly just a, hey man, back off move, but they still could go for a Tether initiation, but with Loda around, it's going to be incredibly risky to do so. Now with the Wisp spotting everything out. VP going to be pushed back just a little bit, and they're all just going to teleport back. Got to deal with the top lane. Nature's Prophet will get a lot of gold from that. Shadow Blade being the pickup from Nature's Prophet has another 1,000 gold in the bank. Where are the other items from VP, however? Blink Dagger's up on Batrider, but you'd expect a little bit more from him right now. Mech up on the OD, hasn't had any item progression in the last 7 minutes. Could be Admiral Bulldog who's in a little bit of trouble, but it looks like VP instead going to go for the mid lane. And CK, Mech is up on the Wisp, or will be soon enough. Blink Dagger up on the Magnus. Not too much of anything else. Blink Dagger up on S4, actually. So Alliance, that big fight in this area, middle area, really helping them out. And also, what does the tower situation look like? Clear. Even one tower advantage in favor of Alliance, so no huge advantage coming from the towers in this game, at least not yet. Where we have the bottom lane being mirrored by the top lane. And the VP want to take this tier 2, but Alliance, they could definitely defend this. CK does have his Phantasm, kind of weak on HP, but EGM should have an earn charge. Yes, he does have in fact 2. And S4 will be able to teleport in there. So big push from VP. Let's see if KSI could this time find that lasso initiation. Still doesn't have his Force Staff though, so if he does go in, it's going to be instantly responded by a CK Bolt or Reality Rift, or even both. The top bottom lane being burned out. The top lane S4 putting some pressure there. Flame Break pushing everyone back. Alliance looking for initiation with the Wisp, Reality Rift, or for Blink RP. I mean, they have Puck pushing out the top lane, so they're okay with this tier 2 tower taking a little bit of chip damage if they could get Puck up there doing even more chip damage. Gotta watch out for that lasso though. KSI has the Firefly ready, and EGM might be in a little bit of an awkward position. KSI gonna once again open up with the Firefly. Who's gonna be? Puck still not in this fight. Trees slowly getting brought down from VP. They're starting to run out of trees, quite honestly. And are they gonna go for this? It is 5v4, but still, if Batrider jumps in, it's going to be a dead Batrider, quite honestly. Going to take an LSA, going to take a Laguna Blade most likely. And VP kind of just stalling it out here. Now, if they take a good fight, it could lead to Raxes even. But that's a pretty big if, because Alliance, so far with their positioning, they're staying safe. They're whittling down the top tier 1 tower. They're getting S4, that much farm. And KSI is spamming out the Firefly, constantly looking for opportunities. But the opportunities aren't presenting themselves. They're even running out of trees for pushing. He could start using Sprout, but it's definitely not what you want to do. The more the trees are gone, the more it's going to favor Alliance. They will have a wider line of sight. Oh, it looks like this time Batrider going to go from the north. Is he going to find anyone? He wants to go for Loda or Aki. Or hell, anyone. Here comes S4. Could this be initiation from Alliance? No. It's going to be the tower destroyed. And VP, they fall back. They got what they came for. They came for the tier 2 tower, they got the tier 2 tower, and that's pretty much all she wrote, I guess. They're going to fall back, possibly go for Roshan. Yeah, that was the slowest, most patient push of all time. But with constantly sending Tree and Strip to the front lines, really, you'd expect that sooner or later you would get the tower. And wow, it was definitely later. They definitely got it later. Loaded though, wow, with the Empower on him from Bulldog. Gonna find a huge stack of Ancients. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks. Gonna find enough money for a BKB. A couple of levels for him and EGM as well. And big pickup from Alliance right there. So I don't know who's been stacking that, but good on them to give Loda that much farm. BKB is going to be huge in this game, although it is against a Fiend Script as well as a Lasso. Still, having that magic immunity blocking off pretty much everything that Illidan has to throw at you would help Alliance in a big way. 26 minutes in, we still do have not many kills happening, but there we go. Outworld Destroyer going to go for a Sheepstick, it looks like, but he right now wants to smoke up, and he is going to do exactly that with the rest of his team. The rest of Alliance, though, smoked up as well, but Aki in a rough position, completely surrounded. This is not where we want to be as Lina. There's the Blink Forward from KSI, going to look for Bulldog, going to find him in the Skur. In the meantime, Aki getting burned down by the Gyrocopter. That's 2 down for VP. Getting an unintentional pincer onto Alliance. That was just bad luck for Alliance. Really, like, moving forward like this with everyone, and then getting surrounded. Because both teams are smoked, there was no way of knowing where the enemy teams were. That was just bad luck. Quite frankly. Now it's going to cost them the tier 2 tower. VP getting a little bit of a break there. Although the experience advantage, gold advantage is still in their favor. I feel like the momentum was definitely with Alliance, but not after that. Magnus needs to be up if they're going to take a team fight. And without him, it's really not going to happen. This tier 2 tower going to drop. More gold for Crazy.
Radiant's middle tower
3,500
has
gold on
fallen.
him. Could look for a Sheep Stick or even look for a Desolate or something like that. But Alliance lose one of their last tier 2 towers. Surprisingly enough, the top lane is still untouched from the Alliance side. And the bottom lane is still untouched from the VP side. With the Nature's Prophet, you would expect that not to be the case. But it is the case, so I don't know. It's just something that happened, I guess. I guess it's because EGM and Loda were always up there defending, like constantly defending. And S4, really, what are you doing, man? If you get lassoed, you're going to be dead. Very dead. But he's going to be fine. S4 playing with fire a little bit, but he's going to be fine to farm that up. And Illidan, going to find a Sheep Stick soon enough. Possibly Sheep Stick into Roshan. Still kind of surprised that neither team has made any sort of movement for that Roshan. I feel like with the Nature's Prophet, VP could have easily gone in there and done it. Although I guess with the tether and relocate, it's kind of risky going in there, like at all, ever. Regardless, they're just going to sit around, possibly look for another smoke gank. Or run into S4. Uh-oh, S4, what you doing there, buddy? Right into the call down, feeding the group as well. Boom goes the dynamite, and Puck's gonna drop. Now Admiral Bulldog on the run as well. They don't have anything else to get him, unless Crazy. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. Looking for a Sprout, not gonna find it. Bulldog is on the run, but he should be just fine unless the missile hits. Here comes the missile. Are they gonna get the Sprout on him? He does have Skewer. No, he doesn't. He has a Blink in 2-1. Yeah, he's gonna be just fine. And Blink to not dodge the missile, because that's not how it works. Gonna take some pretty heavy damage from that. But Alliance lose another hero. Puck, who is quite frankly in the middle of nowhere, does drop, and really if you're that far in without any vision, what do you expect? You're gonna die, and what a surprise, he did die. Loda and EGM on this top lane, pushing that out just a little bit, maintaining pressure onto VP's top lane, making sure that they can't push in themselves. It's gonna force everyone back, but I'm sure they're okay with that. VP, this means more farm for them. Loda still getting a lot of his farms, going to go for an armlet, so wants to get that cost-effective damage, and he will in fact make that happen. Unless this is the Helm of the Dominator, I doubt that though. I feel like armlet would definitely be a better choice there. Still farming. Relatively tame game, and you know, I thought that we were going to have games where people kill each other, but that's not the case. The Wisp CK has been relatively passive this entire time. I mean, they've definitely jumped at the opportunity to get kills, but VP so far have been 5-manning a good portion of this game, and you can't just willy-nilly relocate into that. That'll get you killed. You gotta look for opportunities where heroes are alone. Pretty much the play that we see from VP right now, staying together, making sure that they are always within spitting distance of each other. That's how you deal with the Wisp. You don't have to worry about people getting picked off if the Wisp is just going to jump into a mess of heroes that the Wisp, quite frankly, can't survive against. Now we see KSI looking for Lasso. It's going to be onto Aki. He's going to bring him in. The Dream Coil going to miss by S4. Relocate as well. Not going to be too good. Aki's going to survive. Going to unleash everything he has versus Arzard. That's going to be one dead Bane. Reverse Polarity from Bulldog looking for it, but he gets hexed by Illidan. Going to take him down as well. Loda on the chase will not be able to find the OD. EGM going to relocate back, and this is going to be a dead Loda. It looks like S4 going to blink straight on in for a 4-man silence. Loda still trying to fight his way out, but that tar making it so difficult for him to do so. This is going to be a dead CK. One more hit. Come on, come on. There you go. And VP take 3. S4 and Wisp, just barely. Wisp gets out of there with the relocate, but I mean, they did get initiated upon, but RP denied by Magnus. Could have caught 2. But the OD coming there at the perfect time with the perfect item, the Sheep Stick, and that's going to give VP the Aegis. So Alliance not fighting the best there. I mean, Aki getting pulled out, definitely not the best, but they burst down Arzard. Like, Arzard didn't stand a chance, taking a Laguna Blade straight to the face, an entire Lina combo straight to the face. But really, it just was not enough. They needed a little bit more. They needed the RP. If they landed the RP there, that fight would have gone so differently, but Illidan just coming in, bursting down the Magnus that quickly with the intelligence differential that they have. At level 2, Sanity's Eclipse is going to be doing so much damage, especially after you hex him up and get a couple right clicks in beforehand. So now VP can look to clean up the rest of the tier 2 towers. Might even run into an enemy S4 Puck, although it would be kind of silly if they did. I think they just want to take these towers. It's free, easy gold in S4. Oh man, careful S4, careful. Looks like he's gonna live, but still, this Puck, man, he has balls of steel. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because he definitely paid for having those balls. He's gonna try to circle around to the Alliance side. Still, just being here is so risky for S4. Not sure what this guy's thinking, but he's definitely, he's definitely going to do it.
Fortified.
Possibly, are they going to take a fight at the tier 1? If they do that, that'll definitely surprise VP. It might be enough to catch them off guard, but looks like S4 going to jump right in and get hexed immediately. What are you doing, bro? Relocate as well. Loda and EGM are here. Going to go straight for Illidan, but the Fiend's Grip is there. Call down already used. There is the lasso onto someone, but Loda is going to get Fiend's Grip, and EGM going to drop immediately. And now is disruption onto Nation Prophet, I think. No, Nation Prophet is down the bottom end, cleaning up the rest of them. The RP has hit, but Loda is simply not doing enough damage. The Illidan Illidan's gonna die. Oh no, he's not actually. Holding on to his Aegis still. That was the worst Action casting I've ever seen because there were 2 fights going. Impossible to keep track of them, impossible to know which one is more important, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because Alliance get 4 of the heroes downed. Loda not doing enough damage, and EGM getting picked off immediately means none of that overcharge, and S4 once again getting hexed. I think I've seen this episode before. He's gonna die. Did he buy back? Oh, he bought back and he died a second time. That's 6 for O in favor of VP. Just with good Fiend's Grip, just with Illidan in the back. Again, if you keep OD out of harm's way, he will deliver the game for you on a silver platter. That is a big if. But hey, they made this happen this particular game. 16-25, they're going to clean the rest of the top lane up. They know that the RP is down. They will have the Fiend's Grip up in 30. Lasso is up in 3, 2, 1. And whoever gets this close enough is going to definitely bite the big one. Crazy going to summon some treants, a little more pushing the front lines. KSI does a 4-staff, looking for initiation. Who's he going to go for? Possibly Aki once again. Oh, he's going to go for it, but he's going to mess up and get hit by a 3-second stun. But yeah, he's going to die. Skewer back from the chicken, not going to do too much. Loda putting pop his BKB and try to go for crazy. He will not get the kill. The Shadow Blade once again serving the Nation Prophet well. That's going to be pretty much it. Aegis popped onto the Outworld Destroyer. He might go down, but he does still have support coming in. Fiend's Grip has cooled down. Gonna catch Loda, and there he goes for a second time. No buyback on him. It's 17-27. Alliance finding a couple kills, but not enough. They only got the Aegis onto OD. Again, that disruption being so potent for the VP side, and even that Shadow Blade working very well for Crazy on top of that. Bulldog gonna get a 3-man skewer. No RP though because of that Hex. Oh man, you hate to see the kind of things happen. Aki gonna get pulled by KSI. He's gonna take a little bit of damage, and oh, Nation Prophet almost going down, 35 HP. I don't know how this Nation Prophet keeps living like this, guys, but he will. And Alliance just kind of getting blindsided at every single fight. Just these small things. Small plays from VP are winning them these fights. Hexing the Magnus, skewering, making sure that he can't get the RP off, won them at least 3 fights. And even the fight where Magnus did get his RP off, it didn't get enough people to make it worth it. So VP giving up the Wisp to Alliance, they don't really care. Apparently they know how to play against the Wisp now, so good luck in TI3 with that, I guess, because Chinese teams, they don't like the Wisp, or like they don't use the Wisp as much. But 17-30, VP going to tie it up versus Alliance 1-1. So this is going to be going on to a final deciding game. Game number 3, where we will decide who drops down to the lower bracket, who goes down to the who goes up to the grand finals. And I hope you guys will stay tuned and watch that. It will be coming shortly, possibly in a day or 2, or maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't know. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you did not, let me know why. Other than that, GG.